Hey, what's up YouTube? Jade up here. I have to do this video really quickly because 11:35 is approaching really fast, and this is the last week of Jay Leno's run on the Tonight Show, so I have to tune in. Hopefully you guys tune in to that also. But yeah, today, or as I'm recording this video, it's Memorial Day. I know people get caught up in their so-called traditions and the commercialized versions of holidays and everything, but Memorial Day is really one of those holidays where you should take a step back. And my dog is eating my barbecue. Anyway, back to all seriousness. Memorial Day is one of those holidays you have to take a step back from the traditions and actually remember what the holiday is for. You know, there are soldiers that fought and actually lost their lives, made the ultimate sacrifice so that people like me can get in front of a camera and say whatever I want to without fear of being arrested for, you know, speaking out against something. But yeah, so just hopefully you guys took out time to thank and think about the soldiers that made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, United States of America, and, you know, whatever country that you're from. So getting into this video. Oh, and make sure you listen to the PWTR show. It's going to be back on regularly scheduled time, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. over in the UK, Ireland. Hey, what's up to you guys? Hopefully you guys call in, listen, all that good stuff. And make sure you check out the link in the description box at jdubshow.webs.com. Very important information on that. And also, make sure you hit me up in my inbox and let me know what should I talk about this week, because I'm stepping back from the reviews after this one. I want to talk about some topics that you guys want me to talk about. Getting into this episode of Raw. There's a lot of things that pissed me off about this episode. First, it starts out, Vince McMahon comes down to, this Stan Kroenke, he comes down to the ring and you know, he's talking about WWE, talking about everything. Then Vince McMahon comes down to the ring, and basically it all just boils down to Vince pushing him down. You know, Vince, he had to flex his muscles a little bit, bump his ego up a little bit more. You know, basically that's what the whole segment was. That's what it all consisted of, and that was the basis of it. First match tonight, Divas Championship match, Kelly versus Maryse. If I could jump through the screen and choke Michael Cole or punch the hell out of him, I would, because he's annoying. Like, I see why people don't like him, because he's sitting up telling these blatant lies, saying, you know, oh, the Divas Championship, it's become a very coveted, one of the most coveted titles in WWE. That's a damn lie. The title is a joke. It looks like a joke. It looks like, you know, a belt that will come with a Barbie doll or something. You know, it's just a whole joke, and this match was a joke also. Maryse gets disqualified because she pushes Kelly over the announcer's table. What the hell? When does anybody get disqualified for something like that? Anyway, next they have a segment, Goldust, Hornswoggle, and the Bella Twins backstage talking to Jack Nicholson, a Jack Nicholson impersonator. Whatever. I absolutely I hated that. Moving on. Next, the second match tonight, Kofi Kingston versus Matt Hardy versus William Regal. The winner of this match gets the United States Championship title match next week on Raw. Now, mind you, this match happened 40 minutes into the show. So basically, that was 40 minutes going to jokes, a whack-ass diva match, and, you know, bad skits and everything. So 40 minutes of the show, which is almost half the show, went to total waste. Moving on. Kofi Kingston ends up winning this match. I like the match. Matt Hardy, he's impressing me how he knows it's a spot available for him, because there's not too many actual heels that are important on Raw right now. So he knows there's a spot available for him. So he's wrestling with a broken hand. I must commend him for that. You know, it's kind of, you know, on one side it's stupid, on the other side it's courageous. But, you know, I tend to lean more to the courageous side. But Kofi Kingston ends up winning this match. He hits his A Day in Paradise, Trouble in Paradise. He hits the finisher on both William Regal and Matt Hardy, but he ends up pinning Matt Hardy. So he gets a shot at MVP next week for the United States Championship. Next is the segment where Ric Flair confronts Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes down to the ring. He beats up Yeah, he attacked Ric Flair after Ric Flair slapped him. Then that's when Batista runs down to the ring, and Mr. Kennedy, he made his return and announced that he was going to be the fifth entrant in that 10-man tag match, the 5-on-5 tag match, which I'll talk a lot about that later on. But yeah, when Mr. Kennedy came out, as much as I like Mr. Kennedy, I just was like, that was my exact reaction, because I knew that if he was a fifth entrant, and I knew it was a possibility, but I didn't mention that in my Raw review last week because I said Triple H or Ric Flair, but I knew it was a possibility for Mr. Kennedy, but I didn't want to believe that he was actually going to show up, because I'm thinking, why would you have him make his triumphant return where he's going to be overshadowed in a match? He's not even going to be playing second fiddle. He's going to be playing like fourth fiddle to John Cena, Batista, MVP in the match, and that's exactly what he did play, but I'll go on. I'll talk about that when I get to that point. Third match tonight, Santino and Mickie James versus Chavo, Guerrero, and Beth. They were wrestling for whoever won this match. They were going to determine the stipulation for the Vickie Guerrero versus Santina. Yes, I said it. Vickie Guerrero versus Santina rematch at Extreme Rules. This is actually going to be on a pay-per-view. People are actually going to have to pay to see this. But Santino and Mickie James, they end up winning the match. Santino says that this is going to be a hog pin match. Vickie versus Santina in the hog pin match. And what the hog pin match is, I actually read up on it because Triple H was in a hog pin match before. They're going to have a big-ass pin with feces, dirt, mud, crap, all of that stuff, and a bunch of pigs running around. The first person to get thrown in there, they lose the match. But, yeah, whatever. It's a shame that people are actually going to pay to see this. Fourth match tonight, Goldust and Hornswoggle versus the Brian Kendrick and Festus. Goldust and Hornswoggle end up winning this match. I don't even want to talk about this. I'm moving on. Fifth and final match of the night, MVP, Batista, John Cena, Jerry the King Lawler, and Mr. Kennedy. They defeat Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase Jr., Cody Rhodes, The Big Show, and The Miz in the 5-on-5 match. And they all had the different jerseys on. Like the face team had the Lakers jersey on. The heel team had the Nuggets jersey on. And I'm thinking to myself, if we wanted to see Lakers versus the Nuggets, we would have been watching the goddamn basketball game that is on at the same time Raw is. This night just pissed me off because it was so much cheap heat. Not cheap, yeah, cheap heat, and getting cheap pops from the crowd and everything. It was really pathetic, and it's like WWE, they booked themselves to play second fiddle to the NBA. Like, okay, if you come out there with the jerseys on and everything, good. Take them off when you go to wrestle. Don't keep the jerseys on, because the crowd was actually chanting, "Let's go Lakers," and yeah, but the face team ends up winning this match because MVP actually got the pin. And I was thinking to myself, why would MVP get the pin? But, his name is MVP, and he was wearing Kobe Bryant's jersey. So I'm like, okay, I guess it all made sense and everything. But, like, a cool part in the match, it was kind of corny, but I thought it was cool, was when John Cena and MVP, they did 5-knuckle shuffle and balling at the same time. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the match itself. Oh, and I must say this, Randy Orton, he looked bored out of his damn mind. Like, Randy Orton, he has that sinister thing about him where he has that snarl on his face, and you could tell that he's plotting something evil, but that was gone. He had a really vacant and bored look tonight, and I probably had the same look watching this episode of Raw. Like I said, make sure you click the annotation and let me know what should I talk about in videos this week, because I want to go into rant mode a little more. And I don't feel like doing any reviews, but I have some very important news. This is like huge news, and I will be making a video on that sometime this week when the time is right. So make sure you stick around to that. Make sure you rate, comment this video. What did you think about this episode of Raw? Was it better than last week's? Was it worse? I can't make that determination right now because everything still hasn't registered yet. But I will say this was the 5th week in a row where Raw had a bad episode. So that's definite right now. So I'll end this video right now. Like I said, do all that good stuff. Make sure you listen to the PWTR show coming up this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Peace out.